percussion guy there that was doing the band stuff also, but he didn't get involved in the extra percussion stuff that Brad has developed at Haven High School. And what he's done down there has been just absolutely incredible with all of the different things. Now today, I think we should all be extremely glad that he brought his high dollar stuff. Because he also has an ensemble called the Trash Cats. And you can imagine what that is. That's plastic tubs and garbage cans and all of that stuff. That is just as awesome as this one is, except this one has a little more melodic line to it than we sometimes pick up with the Trash Cats. So, would you believe it? In the time that he's been in Haven, this is the Steel Drum Band's 4th appearance at KMEA. So Brad's just done a wonderful job with these kids. And I give you now the Haven High School Steel Drum Band under the direction of Brad Shores.
Here today. It seems a little ironic that we're playing this calypso music and we look out there and, oh, it's just, I don't know how to feel about it. This group is made up of different kinds of steel drums, which we have 5 leads here. These are all kind of the melody instruments, although other bands play the melody also. And we have 3 double guitars back here of different colors and times in my life when I bought them, things like that. And then we have 3 double seconds over here, sort of the alto voice, and then in the back we have the bass player who has the 6 different barrels. And just to give you a little synopsis of these, on the inside of these drums are little dents, and the smaller the dent, the higher the pitch. So just like any instrument, if you want a low sound, you need a big instrument. That's why on the basses, there's only 3 notes per drum, and there's 6 drums, because you need all those drums to get that to get all the 6 notes. So we're going to continue. I can't spend a whole lot of time talking about it because I'll run out of time. Next is, help me. Caravan. This is a standard caravan. This art form was started in the island of Trinidad, and it was started by two people, Winston Spree Simon and Ellie Manette. And Ellie Manette is still living today. He lives in West Virginia and has a steel drum factory out there, and we have some of his drums. Those big blue basses back there. This one, which you notice I'm playing, and the students aren't. Very expensive, about a $3,000 drum. And then we have some others, but they started this in about 1940, and some of these drums are about 30 years old. But he started it with just a biscuit tin, and from that time in 1940, they started to innovate it, and this is what you have today. And these play pretty well in tune. They play all the chromatic notes. Sometimes they have two of one note, I mean like an octave, but not always. So that's kind of the gist of the steel drum factory. This is To God Be the Glory done in a little bit different way, and we've added a horn section on this. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. A little bit of information about this particular group of kids. We've, for the last couple of years, we've done a little bit of traveling. Obviously, we played here. We played a couple ball games. Went on tour last year and toured the DeSoto schools. And just wherever we go, we just love to play for kids and talk, and adults, and talk about the steel drums and how they're made. And if we had more time, we'd do a lot more, but we're on a short schedule today. I wanted to tell you about the mallets that we're using. On the small drums, the mallets are just rubber tubing on aluminum tubing, or anything that we could buy at the hardware store that looks like tubing. And then if you get to the larger drums, like the guitars, they have a little bit bigger sticks with a little bit more rubber tubing. So the bigger the drum, the bigger the stick and the rubber tubing. And the bass is back there. She just has those. And, she's a funny girl. She played a joke of mine the other day. We were playing for a local La Cadena club. She breaks her arm. And you can see that she's the only bass player. And so I subbed in for her. I say that kind of, because once you know, it's not difficult to learn these. What it is repetition. It's like typewriters. You learn where A and B are because they're not in any order. These aren't in any particular order. So you just learn the pattern, you play it, you play it, you play it, and finally you're playing the song. So I can tell you that some of these kids are veterans. If you've played in the steel drum band before, raise your hand. So that means that this year we had several that just had to learn just this year. So to play at KMEA with this group of kids, we worked very hard. And I kept telling them, we're going to work these songs, and we're going to work these songs. And they said, we have to play it again. Now you're happy that we did. Look at the glee. We're going to continue now with the Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. popular because people say, well, how do you tune those? Well, we hope we don't have to, for one, because if we have to tune them, we have to go find the tuner who lives in where did we go last year? Austin. We went to Austin, found the tuner. That's my son. Sorry,
No help.
He knows. You were on the trip with me.
Sure. If you say so.
Well, so we went and got them tuned. The tuner charges $150 per instrument. So everything that we have tuned is $150. But the way you tune them is you just take a hammer. He takes a hammer. In this case, she takes a hammer, and she hits on that little dent or that little bubble, and they tune it to the proper pitch. But what happens is, if you go outside and you stand in direct sunlight, that metal gets changed, and they'll go sharp or flat. It'll be concave, or I flunked that class, concave. Anyway, it goes out of tune. And if you happen to drop them, which sometimes happens, I didn't look at you. If they happen to get dropped or dinged, or somebody puts their iPad in it too hard, that also destroys that. So we hope not to do that. So if we have to have one tuned, we hope that we have to have a lot tuned, because when the guy comes by, we want him to tune them all. We don't want him to just fix one. While you're here and you're from Austin, stand here and fix them all for us. So we're a self-funded group, which means pretty much me, but we have a lot of parents that help us. So that's a little bit about the instrument itself and the way that works. This is, I don't need an introduction for this one.
Mr. Shore has asked me to introduce this song. The next song is an arrangement of It Is Well, a classic hymn. Mr. Shore has arranged this in honor of his wife that just recently passed away from cancer, basically as a statement of where he's at now, at peace with that. And this song holds a very special place in our hearts, and we hope that it holds a special place in ours.
besides their performance today, I think we owe Brad and this ensemble a great big thank you for everything that's on the inside of their program. Those of you who haven't picked one up yet, I think this needs to go in a KMEA file someplace and maybe get dropped off in Topeka, a place or two. And there are an awful lot of us in this room, I know, that this is why we spent the time we did with kids and with music. Because it makes a difference in their lives, and it's mostly public school music. So, no, I can't go there today. This is KMEA. This is a certificate of appreciation presented to the Steel Drum Band from Haven High School for an outstanding performance at the KMEA In-Service Workshop in Wichita 2015. Brad, thank you.
I just wanted to thank you all for being here. I want to thank these kids for all the work they've done and the carrying. Can't imagine the kind of carrying we do. But I also wanted to tell you that my son Colin did those programs, and he did a beautiful job with those. He works for Koch Industries, but on the side he does a lot of things like that. And he just helped Dad this time. So how about one for Colin? This particular arrangement of this march is probably the most challenging thing we've played since I've been in the steel drum world. And the kids really, I think this would be safe to say it's your favorite. Am I correct on that? Yeah. And they also like it when I say we're going to play it full steel ahead.